So today we are looking at the Pop! OS 24.04 Cosmic Desktop. So here is the desktop environment. So I'm running it on the virtual machine, which is VMware with 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So as you can see, here is our Pop! OS. So here is some settings. So the desktop, here is some changes of the desktops and the displays. So it's a alpha version or the alpha ISO file, so there will be a lot of issues and also there will be some bugs in this ISO file. So it's better to, if you're a normal user, it's better to stay away from this type of ISO files because it's a alpha version or unstable ISO file. So if you're a Linux tester or if you're a distro hopper, you can try this Linux distribution. So here is the about information. So device name, it says Pop! OS, and here is my CPU and all the other things like a memory and all those things. And operating system, it says as a Pop! OS 24.04 LTS. So it's a long-term support and also it's based on Ubuntu. So desktop environment, it says Cosmic, and the windowing system is a Wayland. So I'm going to close everything and I already opened the browser. So let's try to type in Pop! OS. So we need to go to the website to get some information. So I'm going to type in Pop! OS Cosmic. So here is the link, and before that let's check the version of Firefox we get in the Pop! OS. So you get the 128.0.3. So the latest version or the latest stable version of Firefox browser is 130, and also there is a beta version which is 131. So that's some information. So here is some information of the Pop! OS. So when you scroll it down, you should be seeing a new desktop environment. So here is some information of the Cosmic desktop of a Pop! OS. Let me scroll it down. Here you should be seeing it's a alpha 1. So what to expect? So as the first alpha version of a Cosmic Epoch 1, it is incomplete. So I already mentioned it's alpha version. So you need to see some bug, and also so you will mostly certain find bugs. Testing and bug reports are welcomed and appreciated. New feature request will be considered for Epoch 2. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I guess it's Epoch. So when you scroll it down, you should be seeing the ISO files, which is Intel and Nvidia. I tried the both of those things and I had some issues also. So that's the reason I didn't show you the booting process and all those things, because it took a lot of time to boot up. So it's better to, if you're a normal user, it's better to stay away from this. If you want to try it, you can try it in the virtual machines or VirtualBox. Don't try it in the main PCs or work PCs. So about the Cosmic as a whole, Cosmic is a comprehensive operating system GUI, graphical user interface, if you don't know what is GUI, environment that features advanced functionality and a responsive design. It's a modular architecture, is specifically designed to facilitate the creation of unique branded user experience with ease. So when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing make it your own and the vision and all those things. So the main thing we need is the features. So empowered workflow, create the environment you work best in. Set your panels to any edge, use vertical or horizontal workspaces. For example, let me show you like this. So there is an issue like this, as you can see, and also you can change it to according to your wish. So here is the workspace. You can change horizontally or vertically, and floating dock or extended edges. So these are all the changes you see. And adjust dock size, adjust applet placement, workspace can be numbered. So right now it's numbered, as you can see. So 1, 2. So you can customize according to your wish. So you can do whatever you want here. And what else we have here? Let's go down and see. So adaptive windows with optional auto tiling. Newly opened windows arrange themselves in a grid stack windows from different apps like tabs in a browser. In a web browser, use your mouse or a keyboard shortcut to adjust size and position with ease. So these are all the changes. So you can change according to your wish, just like a use titled classic floating windows. So resize windows with right click plus super. So like this. So super is just a Windows key. You just need to click on Windows and you can adjust wherever you want. For example, like this, or else you can change it to completely half and half. So it's kind of like a Windows line, you already know. So here is the some finding things and all those things. So let's make it bigger and get additional information. So there are already it's been like almost 10 days or 15 days or maybe a month, I think, because there was some issues. So that's the reason I didn't make a video on it. It still has some issues because of the alpha version. And let's continue with the video. So you can change right click plus super is already I mentioned, that's a Windows key. And streamlined auto tiling accommodates more layouts. Sticky windows set important windows to always to be present even after switching to another workspaces, like this one. So what else we have? Enhanced theming. So you have the customizing color to your liking. Text color is automatically adjusted for readability. Save your favorite themes to your desktop and access them easily from settings. So for example, like this one, just go to the settings. Here are all the input devices, keyboard, mouse, displays, the desktop, like themes, window management, all those things. So I'm going to go through all those things. Let's first just read these things. So about the application, here are all the things. Use the launcher to open applications, switch windows, search files, calculate and run commands. Use the app library to open applications and organize them into custom folders for a specific workflow. New core applications include files, settings, terminals, text editor and app store. So for example, here it is. So you can go with the office, system, utilities, and you can add a group here. So that's what they are saying. Applets make important settings readily available. Sorry, I'm a bit tired because I already made a video. So here is complete information. So I'm just glancing all those things. I don't want to read everything because it will be a waste of time to read everything. So we just need to discover all those things on our own. But here is some information, so that's the reason I'm showing everything. Or else I will be doing everything as usual what I do in all the next videos. So here is the settings pages to system and accounts, user, region and language. So these are all the same things you see in all the Linux distros. So compositor to do. So here is some information, other incomplete but planned features, accessibility features, calendar integration, evolution data saver, workspace, window movement and animation improvement. So here is the app's initial setup and all the other things. So for the community, Cosmic community, you can see the code, you can chat with the developers, see the Cosmic design system, Cosmic brand assets. So all the other information of the Cosmic community is available right here. About the downloading, here is the ISO files which I already mentioned in the beginning. For the NVIDIA, you can download the NVIDIA. For the Intel, you can go with the Intel. So let me show you that, and we're going to continue all those things. So the file size is around like a 2.5 GB of for the Intel, and for the NVIDIA, let's wait and see. So that was the GitHub page. So for the NVIDIA, it's around 2.9 GB. So that was the ISO files. So before that, let's type in about support to get some browser information and also some distro information. Just type, and the version already mentioned. So update channel, it's a release. Linux kernel, you should be getting the 6.93. Let's see what version we are using. Linux kernel. So let's go to the official website. So this is the link for the official website, or the URL, which is www.kernel.org. So here is all the versions. So we are using the 6.9 version, 6.9.3 generic, and the stable version right now is 6.10.10, and the mainline is 6.11, and the long-term versions are right here. So if you don't know what I'm talking, you just need to go to the releases. You can clearly get all the information. So the mainline is like this, stable versions are like this, and the long-term. So here is complete information of the Linux kernel, and also how many years it's going to support, and also the release date, and all the stuff will be right here. In order to see the kernel version, you just need to type in uname-r. I'm going to show you everything. So there is already a version of a Linux kernel here, so you don't need to worry about anything here. So I already showed you the Linux kernel, but I'm going to show you in the terminal also. So operating system theme is a pop dark or a pop. You can call it as a pop dark and pop light. And here is the memory size. I already mentioned I'm using like a 8 GB of RAM. So its available RAM is 7.7 GB and disk space available is 3.7 GB. So here is some other browser information which I don't consider as important, but if you consider as important, you can just pause the video and read everything, because most of the users always stay up to date in the browser. So the latest version is 130. So if you want to get updated, you can get updated. Don't use the older versions of the browser. Always stay up to date whenever the the stable versions are released in the browser. You always need to up to date for your privacy. So here is some Mesa information, and when you scroll it down, you should be also seeing some additional information like a window protocol right now is Wayland, and the desktop environment is Cosmic. So here is some other information, which is the monitor resolution, which is 1920 into 1080. Here is the Mesa information, 24.0.9.0. So I think that's the latest version of Mesa, because Ubuntu 24.04 it's based on Ubuntu 24.04. So here is all the information. So if you want to pause the video and you can read everything here. So these are all the changes or the information in the browser, about the browser and also the distro. So about the applications, you can choose this for like this, or you can choose this icon here. So library home, you get the Cosmic App Store, Cosmic Files, Cosmic Settings, and Cosmic Terminal. So let's open the terminal and get some information. So let's make it bigger. Here is the view. Here you can edit, file, and all those things. Do we have any preference or anything like that? So we don't have anything. And about the profiles, so I think there was some issue here, so kind of like a lag or something, but we are going to continue. Let's try the neofetch. So we need to install the neofetch. Let's try to copy the command, and let's try to install the neofetch. So here it says type in like a Y and click enter. I think it's going to take like a few seconds. Instead of waiting for that, let's check some desktop features. So the language and keyboard settings, the notifications. So here you can customize navigate windows by clicking super plus arrows. So super, which I already mentioned, it's a Windows key. You can use the arrows on the right side of the keyboard. And in order to move the windows, use the shift super, which is Windows key plus arrows, whatever the left, right, whatever the arrows you want. And about the toggle floating windows, super plus G, which is Windows plus G. Windows plus G active hint, for example, like this. So it automatically opened my Windows 11 settings of the gaming and all those things. So let me close everything. So this is the issue with this virtual machine, so I'm just going to close everything like that. And here is all the information like a notifications, the internet connections like a Wi-Fi, airplane mode, and all those things. Here is the volume. You can customize your volumes according to your wish. Here is the power options, which looks kind of simple with a black and blue, which is pretty much awesome for me. So if it was stable, that would be awesome. We could try this all the Pop OS with Cosmic Desktop, but right now it's not stable, so we are going to use it as an alpha. So let's try the neofetch, and here is the neofetch Pop OS 24.04 LTS. So I'm running it on the VMware, the kernel version which I already mentioned. So uptime is almost 19 minutes. That's the reason I already said you it took a lot of time to boot. So that's the reason I continued from the desktop layout instead of booting process and all those things, which I usually do from the booting process and all the boot menu and all those things. I show that in every video, but in this case it took a lot of time, so that's the reason I just skipped all those things. And it says resolution as a 1280 into 800, but I'm using 1920 into 1080, which you already saw in the browser. So the desktop environment is Cosmic. Here are the themes, icons, the terminal, my CPU which is i5 1240p, and the RAM it's consuming like a 1264 MB. So I tried to open the system monitor, there was some issues, so that's the reason I didn't even open the system monitor, but I'm going to show you at the end, because even if anything happens we should be completed with all the videos, so only the system monitor will be left. So even if it crashes we can just end the video there. So that's the reason I didn't open the system monitor. Let's type in inxi-sv8, hit enter. So even the inxi is not installed, so we are going to copy and we are going to paste it, and I'm going to click on enter. So let's type y and let's click on enter. So it's going to take a few seconds, so instead of waiting for that, let's check some other things like open files. So I hope it doesn't crash or do anything like that, so we can still continue the video. So here is some other things. So instead of that, let's close and continue with the inxi. Let me type in inxi-sv8. So we got all the information, it was pretty much speed, so I'm just going to scroll it up and give you all the information. So the host, the Pop OS, the kernel already mentioned, so it's a 64-bit. Compiler GCC version is 13.2.0. So here is some additional information which I don't consider as important. So distro, it says Pop OS, so it's based on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS Noble Numbet. If you didn't watch the Noble Numbet video of Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors, you can watch it in my channel. I already covered every Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavor videos of that version, and also I made a video of 24.04.1, which was the point update of Ubuntu and Ubuntu flavors. So you can watch all those things and changes in that version. And about the machine, it's not important, so I'm just going to skip that thing. And about the RAM, 8 GB of RAM, available is 7.71 GB, used is 2.18 GB. So it's consuming almost like a 2 GB of RAM, so I don't consider it as a lightweight desktop environment, and also I don't consider Pop OS as a lightweight Linux distro. So even if you need to have like a good hardware resource in order to run this type of Linux distros, and also it's based on Ubuntu, so you already know you need to have like a 4 GB of RAM, and also the CPU like a dual core Pentium or maybe better. And also about the hard disk, you need to have like a 30 GB or 40 GB of hard disk. So if you don't know those things, you can watch in my video about the system requirements, or else you can do a research on your own, like a type like a system requirements of Pop OS, and you should be good in the Google or whatever the search engine. So here is all the vulnerabilities which is unnecessary for the video, so I'm just going to go to the important part, for example like a graphics. So VMW GFX version is 2.20.0, the display is VLAND, and XOS version is 24.1, with XVLAN version is 24.1.0. So here are all the available monitor resolutions, and EGL version is 1.5. And what else we have here, the OpenGL version is 4.5, Compact V version is 4.3. So this is some additional information of the graphics. You can just pause the video and read everything according to you if it's important. Then about the audio information, here is the ELSA version. The Pipewire version is 1.0.5. And what else we have, there is nothing in the audio. So here is some network information, network, Bluetooth, like a drives, partitions and other information. So let's scroll it down. And the partitions, unmounted, repos, which is unnecessary for the video, so I'm just going to scroll it to the important part. So process running is 309, uptime is almost 21 minutes. And what else we have, systemd version is 255, and the shell bash version which I already mentioned. INXI version is 3.3.34, the compiler GCC version is 13.2.0. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. So it says Pop OS 24.04 LTS. So we got all the information. So I'm going to show you some commands which are same like inxi-sv8, but you will get all the information in a short form, which is inxi. The next one is inxi-small b. Hit enter. And the next one is inxi -capital G. The last one is inxi -capital F. So we got all the information. If you want the desktop, you can install the desktop. So just copy the command and paste it, and the desktop will be installed. So let me open the files folder and also the settings. So let's try to Windows Shift. So we can add it to the tabs. So it's not working. Let's try again. So here is the shortcuts. Let's see the navigate windows. Shift super arrows, toggle floating windows super G. So again I triggered the gaming thing in my main PC, so which is Windows 11. So don't consider it as like I like Windows 11 or anything like that. So I need some applications and some things, so that's the reason I'm using a Windows 11 as my main operating system. So people who doesn't know that I'm using a Windows 11 operating system as my main operating system. So here is the docs and all those things. So let's see the navigate windows super plus arrows. Let's click here. For example, like this, I'm using the Windows key, which is super, and I'm using the arrows also. And here is some other things: floating, tiled, navigate windows super plus arrows, move windows, shift super arrows. Let's see. Like this, you can move the applications or whatever you want. So I'm doing everything here. I'm using the Windows key, shift and the arrows on the right side keyboard. So it's doing all those things. So I'm going to do it on the files folder also, and also the settings. So it went to another workspace, so like this. And here is some customizations, all those things. So let's close and let's check some file folder. So there is nothing changed, I think. So instead of all those preference and all those things, here is about Cosmic files, which is in the view. So here you can see, and also there is bit of like a documents, downloads, music. It's just a simple folder. Here is the file. You can rename, you can close the tab, move trash. Again, these are all the same things you see in the file manager. So there is nothing changed here. About the settings, here you can change. This is a bit changed here, like a theme. You can change it to light. So the light version or the light color looks pretty much awesome for me. You can change the list view or the grid view. So you can also change the icon size. So it's pretty much I made like a Pop! OS video almost like a year ago, so I don't really remember anything, because I'll be posting like 2 videos of every Linux distro. It's pretty much very hard to remember everything. So if you are using already the Pop! OS, you know what are the changes already. So these are all the changes you see in the files or the folders or the file manager. So here you can search anything you want, and also here is the home folder, like a templates, videos and all those things. Let's close it. Let's make the settings bigger. On the wallpapers, we have the same wallpaper on all displays. Let's remove it. So wallpaper fit, the slideshows, and here are the wallpapers. You can choose the colors. So let's scroll it down. So there are a lot of wallpapers, most of them from the older version, and some will be from the Cosmic desktop. So this one should be all the new things. Let me change it to the older wallpaper. So you get like almost like a 20-25 wallpapers, and here you can change it to the slideshow, like a change every hour or every 5 minutes. So you can customize according to your wish. And the wallpaper, if you want to fit the screen, or else you can keep it to fill. So this were the wallpapers. Let's go to desktop, and here is the appearance. I'm going to choose the light version and automatically switch between light and dark modes. So you can change it. If you want, you can import or export all the themes and all those things. For example, just click it like here and find the folder and add the folder. You can import and you can export. So here is the accent color. So you should be seeing the changes here. So the red and also the green. So you should be seeing the changes here. Application or window background, you can choose whatever the color you want here. You can choose the RGB and hex, or you can change it to reset to default. You can add the code if you want. For example, copy the code wherever you have the color and you can paste it right here, like clicking on the copy the clipboard, or else you can add your the code. And let's go back and find other things like a container background. It says auto. You can change it to whatever you want. Interface text tint. Again, you can customize. Control component tint. So let's close it. So that's the reason I said we need to discover all those things on our own. We don't need to just read everything. So if we explore everything, it will be a bit like a realistic, and also it will be a bit curious things can get on our way. So control component tints. So again, you can change all those things, colors, and here is the active window hint color. And you can change your style, like a slightly rounded. You can change it to the square. So I'm going to choose the round, and if you want, you can choose whatever you want here. And let's scroll it down. Here is active window hint size. You can change according to your wish, like a 2, 3. So we can go up to like a, I don't know what's the number, but we are just going to keep it like a 3. And gaps around title windows, you can change according to your wish. Here is some experimental settings. So apply the theme to GNOME apps like this. If you want, you can choose whatever you want, but I'm just going to keep it like that because I don't want to the distro crash and I can't make a complete video. So that's the reason I'm just going to keep everything like that. And the displays, here is the display resolution. Nothing changed, but you should be getting all the display resolutions, kinda like maybe this should be a 4K. And here is the refresh rate. You should be getting 60 Hz. And the scaling, it has like a fractional scaling. And the orientation, you can change according to your wish. About the power and battery, here is the extended battery life. Here is the high performance. I'm just going to click on the high performance. And here is the balance. Here is some in a description under the settings, like a extended battery life, reduced power usage, and silent performance. And on the balance, you should be seeing quiet performance and moderate power usage. And under the high performance, you should be seeing peak performance and power usage. So I'm just going to keep it on the high performance so we can get everything. And here in the input devices, you should be seeing the keyboard. You can add the input sources and also the alternate character keys. So the popping of the window on the right side is pretty much awesome for me. So it looks kind of a new thing for me. So it's a good work which pops up on the right side instead of taking all the screen, for example, like a Windows settings. So instead of that, it's just like a small size window which opens on the right side, so you can see, and also you can see the left side settings. So that's a pretty good work. So we just need to wait on the stable release, and I don't know how it's going to be, but I think it should be very awesome. So here is the compose keys, And keyboard shortcuts, you can view your keyboard shortcuts like a manage windows, move windows, and all those things. And what else we left here? Repeat delay, repeat rate, you can change according to your wish. Let's go back. Here is the mouse settings. So I'm just going to choose the natural scrolling. You can change the speed. Again, these are all the settings you always see in the all the desktop environment also, for example like a GNOME and also other desktop environments. So we have everything seen in the input devices. Let's go to the time and language. So under the date and time and all those things, here are all the options. So most of the people know already about the times and language settings, so I don't think there is nothing new here. Let's click on the date and time, set automatically. You can uncheck it if you want. And here is the time zone, so you can change according to your wish. Here is the 24-hour time, first day of a week, show date on top panel. So here it is. If you want to uncheck it or untoggle it, you can do that. So it's still visible. Let's click on the panel again. So here you can see show date on panel. So the time was also visible, and also you can untoggle it, and the date and time will be untoggle that, so if you want. So region and language, so I'm a bit of tired, so try to ignore the some unnecessary things. So here is some time, region and language. So there is nothing here, so we're just going to go back. System and account, here you can add the user account and all those things, but it's not pretty much visible for me. And also what I don't know what's happening here, but it's just a blank screen. So I already mentioned everything about the Pop! OS. Here is the firmware details, and also we are seeing still just a blank screen or a white box here. So those were the settings. You can search the settings right here. For example, like a background. Let's try the background. So it's going to open all those things, for example like this. And also when we go to the battery, let's try the battery now. So here is the battery. So instead of showing something, it just kept like that. So let's try again. Let's see the wallpaper. So it's still working. So it's pretty much instantly working, so that's a good work. So we saw everything here. So let's check the store. Let's try to open the Cosmic store. So in the Explorer there is nothing. Here is the applications, and let's go to the create. On the work, develop, so there is literally nothing here. Updates, install apps. So it's saying is checking for updates. So we're just going to wait for a few time, and I think it's going to work, or maybe like that it should be like a blank background. So let's wait for a few seconds and see what happens. Let's keep it on the work, and let's check other things like a workspace. So as you can see on the left side screen, it's like a blinking. I don't know why it is happening, maybe because of the alpha version. So when you go hover over the dock, it's going to fix, or when you hover over the windows, it's going to fix. So let's close the workspace. So what else we have here? We already saw the terminal. We already saw the folders also. Let's open the applications. What else? Here is the Cosmic text editor. So here it is. Here are all the options like a new file, new window. Under the edit, you should be seeing all the replace and undo and all those things. Under the view, you should be seeing about Cosmic text editor. So here is the about Cosmic text editor. So we can try to type something here. So it's working. We can save it, save as, and also you can choose the new file, you can choose the new window, so like this. And what else we have here? So you can open the project, you can close the project, revert all changes, you can quit, git management. Let's discard the changes. It's still nothing. So let's check some other things. Under the office, you should be seeing the Thunderbird. Let's open the Thunderbird. So usually it should take like a 15 seconds to open some applications, like for example like a browser of a Firefox. It should take like a 15 seconds maximum in the virtual machines. And also I don't know how it performs on the bare metal, but never try this on the bare metal when it's on the alpha version or the unstable version. So if you want to try it on the main operating systems when it has like a stable version, you can try it. So you can try it on other distros also, like for example Fedora, NixOS and all the other things. So I'm going to mention everything in the description. You can try it on your own, but it's still on the alpha version. Always try it like this live boot, and if the stable version is released, you can try it. But the Thunderbird version you get is 128, which is a Nebula. So it's like a latest applications added in the Pop OS. Let's see what else we have in the other folders. Office, we already saw this. Under the system, you should be seeing same things like a repo man. Let's see the repo man also. I think it's going to take a few more seconds. And you can add the group here. You can create a folder name and you can add the application. Under the utilities, you should be seeing the fonts, Cosmic screenshot. Let's open and see whether it's new or anything like that. So kinda like a new icons maybe. Here is some options. So I'm just going to close this thing. And what else we have on the other things like utilities. So advanced network configuration. So you can add the networks if you want, like internet connections and all those things, for example like a VPN and all those things. So what else we have here in the utilities? So nothing is important here. On the system, like a popsicle USB flasher. So if you want, you can install the Pop OS. Let's open the installation and see whether there is any changes or anything like that. So as you can see, you should be seeing complete a black box. So choose your language, click select a language, select. Here is the keyboard layout. I'm choosing the default one. If you want, you can choose the variant. I'm choosing the default. And also you can test here for the keyboard. So right now I'm using the demo mode. If you want to install, you can install clean install. Here is the custom. So when you click on clean install, it's going to install. So I'm just going to close everything. So again, there will be same things in the installation, same like older version. So there is literally no change in the installation, completely same things. So they didn't even mention anything in the about the installation. So the applications are already opened here. So if you want, you can install. Let's open some applications and see. So here is some information like a FlatHub system, the developer information. Here are the downloads. So there is no screenshots, I think. So you just get the browser information. Let's check the Google Chrome. So here are some screenshots for the Google Chrome. If you want, you can install. I don't recommend Chromium browser, but if you like the Chromium browser, you can use the Chromium browser or also the Google Chrome. So here are some applications. So here is the Brave browser. Here are some screenshots, but it's taking a lot of time to load. So here we have the screenshots. And under the updates, it's still checking updates. Under the installed apps, we have all the installed apps right in front of us. Like it has like a Thunderbird Mail, Firefox. So some basic GNOME desktop environment applications, like a image viewer, system monitor. So let's close this thing. So that was a bit nice animation in the dock or the under the panel. So let's open the applications, office, system. So we pretty much saw everything. Let's open the system monitor. So you should be seeing some like screen tearing and all those things in the system monitor. Let me show you that. So as you can see, there was some issue. So that's the reason I said in the beginning. So when we open the system monitor, there will be some issues. So that's the reason I opened at the end. So this will be the issue. So I was scared making this video because I don't know whether the video will be completed or not because of this type of issues. So I managed somehow. So here is the issue. So I think that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Peace out. So if you're thinking of trying it on your own, try it in the virtual machines, for example like a VirtualBox or any other like a VMware or anything like that. So never try it on the main PC or work PC if it's an unstable version or a like a alpha version. So I already posted a video of MX Linux 23.4. If you want to check that out, check that video, you can check it out, which is the latest ISO file. So I think that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.